Well, good afternoon folks, and welcome to another review video. You are looking at Half Moon Bay in San Mateo County in California, Kilo Hotel Alpha Foxtrot. This is a payware product by a company called MP Scenery. Prices is €12.28. I'll put the prices up in UK pounds and US dollars approximately. The download for the product is 233 megs and it installs at 446 megs. I purchased this, I didn't get it sent, I purchased this from SimMarket. However, it would appear that it's now no longer available because doing a search for it, I couldn't find it. It's still available for download in my purchase options at SimMarket, where I have in my account, because I tried the download again and it worked, but it seems to have been taken off for people to purchase. I don't know why. I've emailed the developer, and not only that, I've emailed the developer because actually after I purchased the email, I got an email from the developer. It may well have been an automatic reply, but basically it said thank you for buying the scenery, and also gave me a warning about what would happen if I was a pirate and pirated their software. Now, I'm not used to getting warnings like that out of the blue from developers right after making a purchase from somewhere other than the developer's website, and I've replied back and obviously given them my assurance that I will not pirate the scenery or share it with anyone else. I never have. I'm an honest kind of a guy, having worked for 40 years in the security industry, so I certainly wouldn't do that. But I would suggest that that sort of a warning, if it's being sent out every time somebody buys one, it's not going to win too many friends for this developer. And I've kind of told them so. But anyway, yep, I purchased this from SimMarket. At the moment I can't see it being available. The only Half Moon Bay scenery I can see is for X-Plane. So let's hope it is available for you to buy if you decide you want to buy it. And we will have a look at this product in detail. I've actually been to Half Moon Bay. Although I live in the UK, I went on holiday to San Francisco and had a couple of days there before we then drove down to Las Vegas. And I visited Half Moon Bay because obviously it was in the simulator at the time, and had a look round. It's a quaint, beautiful, quaint little airport. And let's have a look at the product itself, and I'll give you some history. So, Half Moon Bay Airport, or as it's now officially known, Eddie Andreini Senior Airfield. It was renamed, and I'll tell you more about that in a minute, although the airport is still registered with the FAA as Half Moon Bay Airport. It's a public airport in San Mateo County in California, 6 miles or 9 kilometers northwest of the town of Half Moon Bay in California. It's on the Pacific coast, southwest of San Francisco, and it's around 8 miles or 12 kilometers southwest of San Francisco International Airport. So it's literally a hop across the hills that you can see to the right there. The airport was originally built for the United States Army in 1942 as an auxiliary airfield for Salinas Army Air Base. Salinas is southwest of San Francisco. If you go all the way down San Francisco Bay and then continue inland, eventually you'll come to Salinas. And they had an Army Air Base there for many years. In June 1945, the airport was given to the United States Navy under a 5-year contract, and it was then known as Outlying Field, Half Moon Bay, and it was used as a companion to Moffett Naval Air Station. Now, Moffett Naval Air Station again is right at the southeastern end of San Francisco Bay, and it used to be a military base. It's now been given to the NASA Ames Research Center. And again, I also managed to visit that airfield and have a look round some years ago, just before it was transferred to NASA. So the outlying airfield, Half Moon Bay, was kind of used for training and bits and pieces as an aid companion to Moffett. In 1947, the county, San Mateo County, acquired the airport from the US Navy, and it's now used for both business and emergency use. There's a lot of emergency equipment and aircraft that are actually based on this airfield, including the Coast Guard. The airport covers 325 acres. It's a single runway, asphalt runway 1230, 5,000 feet or 1,521 meters, lies at an elevation of 66 feet or 20 meters. The airport is home to some 80 aircraft and various businesses on site. We've got statistics for 2020, 50,150 aircraft movements, mostly general aviation and some air taxi work. So in December 2015, the airport was renamed Eddie Andrini Senior Field to commemorate the many contributions by this individual who actually gained his pilot's license at this airport. And he made many contributions to the San Mateo County. So that's been officially renamed, but it's still registered under the FAA as Half Moon Bay Airport, and that's what you will see on approach charts. And in April every year, the airport hosts an annual event, Pacific Coast Dream Machines, where it features aircraft and automobiles, all open to the public. So there you go, Half Moon Bay Airport by MP Scenery. And if anybody else has managed to buy this before I did, and they've got an email such as I received from MP Scenery, I'd love to hear about it. Because if that's the sort of thing they're going to do every time somebody buys a scenery, they're not going to win a lot of friends. I'm against piracy. I don't violate agreements. I'm fully legal on everything, whether it's on my YouTube channel or anything else. I spent 40 years in aviation security, so I have to be squeaky clean, and I'm happy to be so and happy to support any efforts against piracy. But I really do not like to receive emails like that. However, that's my gripe over. Don't know why it's been pulled for Sim Market. We'll see. Maybe, hopefully, I'll get a reply from the developer. So let's have a close look at the airport and see what's here and what's good. So here we are at ground level, going towards the southern end. Let's go across the ramp here and have a look at the ramp and the building itself. So there you go. There's this looks to be the most developed part of the airport. Frank Silvestri Terminal Building. I've been inside here, and I've actually parked a rental car in this parking bay when we came to visit. We actually took the road over the hill to visit this airport. Looks quite quaint. Details okay. Nothing to rave about, but it looks very, very quaint. So there's the landside part, and it looks very similar to what I remember. I mean, I visited this airport many years ago, but it does look familiar. Those of you who live in this area will know just how accurate it is, but to me it looks fine at the moment. And there you can see they've got the entry sign, and they've also got the correct name on the airfield since it's been renamed. So that's good. That's obviously up to date. So let's have a look inside the building and see if anything's been done. Nice crisp clear signage there. And as you can see, they've not really done anything inside the terminal, unfortunately. Got a nice touch there with some people and some picnic tables. Again, I've sat here and had a coffee one afternoon. So let's traverse the ramp towards the other way, and let's have a look and see what's about. So there you've got dumpsters, garbage bins, bits and pieces, the fence line. There's some cars. It's a hangar here. There are supposed to be quite a few businesses on this airport. Looks pleasant enough, pretty rusted. We'll have a look inside. So as you see, we're inside the hangar, but nothing's been done. So just tracking across from the ramp towards the taxiway. And you can see the white and green intermittent light up there too. So we've got some buildings, bits and pieces. That's a long hangar. See if there's anything inside. Looks like an outside toilet there. Okay, so again we've got the inside of the building, nothing's been developed inside. A couple of caravans over there. See what's in here. It's another hangar. US Army Air Corps. Again, it's empty. Really would have been nice to have some of these buildings developed. A couple of military jets or helicopters in here would have been nice. Looks very empty. At least you can see the white and green light is in the right place on top of that ramp, on top of that plinth there on the top right. So let's just continue our tour. Some very basic block buildings here. Just come down the taxiway a bit. As you can see, there is taxiway signage, and we've got the edge lights as well. So some just basic block buildings. Nothing really much has been done out here. This is probably an Asobo problem, but here you've got a major highway. We've actually travelled down this highway to the airport, and it's blocked by trees. So there you can see trees are just blocking that highway. There's a photogrammetry car sitting on there. So as with many public use airports in the United States, you've got the airfield name written somewhere in large letters so it can be seen from the air, along with its elevation and its Unicom frequency, which is a nice touch. So let's have a look at dusk, just see what it looks like at dusk. So here we are at 8 PM local time, and the good news is, unlike some other sceneries here, they've got runway edge lighting, and they've also got blue boundary lights marking the boundary of the airfield, which is good. There's ambient lighting. I have to say this airport looks a lot better at night time, at dusk time rather. So there you can see the edge lighting is there all the way. So there's a look at the airfield itself at dusk, looking down runway 12 towards the south. Got San Francisco, the Pacific coast, straight ahead of us. This looks quite pleasant. It really does look a lot better at dusk. We'll have a look at the town a little over here in a minute. Let's have a look at night time, see how it looks at night. I really want to see what the runway looks like. So it's 9 PM. The runway has vasais, the two type, single twin vasai type there at the side, where one goes red and one goes white when you're on the glide path. The runway is clearly defined by edge lighting, and you've got the runway end identifier lights, or the reels as they're called, as well as the boundary lighting. No taxiway green lights, but the boundary lighting I think will be a huge help if you're taxiing around here in the dark. Not sure if this airport has public use hours during the night. I doubt that it does actually, but we'll have a look in a minute. I'll see if I can find out for you. So let's go back to sort of late afternoon. So 10 to 8 in the evening. Let's go down the runway and have a look as we get closer to the town there and see what it's all like. So many airports look a lot better during the dusk and nighttime hours when the lights come on. There's a real improvement in the sort of ambience, as it were, and I'm all about ambience and atmosphere. So this looks very quaint. Not sure if this is a Sobo or whether it's included in the scenery. As I said, there's very little mentioned in the description, not an awful lot. But I got a feeling that this is a Sobo default. Here's the harbour and the town of Half Moon Bay. Very beautiful little place that I visited while we were looking at the airport. We strayed in here and had a dinner somewhere at a restaurant whose name escapes me. Got a feeling that something has been done here by the scenery developers, because these boats generally would not be default, I don't think. So maybe they've added these. Looks nice. So here you've got the famous little radar dishes. Sorry, radar domes rather. Helicopter pad there. I love the way that the beaches are done. Very nice, very pleasant. So we're heading back over the airport now. So we've got some hangars here at the southern end of the airfield. Let's have a little look and see if there's anything inside. Nicely done though. Visually very nicely done. Fire extinguishers on the doors. And unfortunately the inside is empty. But the roofs are quite rustic. Looking good. Okay, so we're panning north now. Some police cars over there. It's obviously the where the police are based. There's the building and the fuel and the ramp. So yeah, it looks okay. Nothing to write home about, but it looks fine, and it's a reasonable representation of the airport. So there you go folks, a quick review of Half Moon Bay Airport by MP Scenery at a cost of €12.28. And as I said, I'll put the approximate prices up in UK and US as well. It was available on Sim Market, and for some reason I've just looked and it's not available now, or I can't see it for you to purchase, although I did purchase this product. What do I think? Having visited the airport and knowing a bit about it, it's fine. It's nothing to write home about. It's nothing what I would call major. It's a nice little scenery that certainly improves improves a fair bit on the default, because you've got the town there that's been done, and the harbour and the radar system on top of the hills there. It's a reasonable representation of the airport. The downsides, okay, some of the default buildings are there. Would have been nice to see them actually I don't know whether they visited the airport, but it would have been nice to see them work a little bit harder on some of these block buildings. I mean, it would have been also nice for them to do the interior at least a little bit, and certainly the main terminal would have been nice to do that. These little things are what separate scenery developers apart, what make them really separate the men from the boys, so to speak. The highway there that goes past the airport is unfortunately blocked with trees, but that, I believe, is an Asobo problem. It's not MP Scenery's fault, so I'm quite happy to make that case. As you can see, the dusk lighting is quite good. I'm pleased with the blue boundary identifier lights, and the airport runway itself is properly lit, so you could certainly make a dusk landing here quite nicely, and it does come to life a little bit at dusk, as you can see. It's a very quaint little airport. Do I think it's worth the price? Just about. 12 euros is not bad at all. With the clearly they've done some work on the airport. There's more to do really to make this a great little scenery. I don't know whether MP Scenery will do any more to it. I'd like to see them do it. Maybe it's been pulled from sale in order to do some more work and then re-advertise it. May well be at a different price, I don't know. But I'd like to see work done, and obviously it would be great if Asobo could remove those trees from that are blocking the highway. It's a lovely little airport on the Pacific coast, only a few miles away from San Francisco International Airport, and a nice place to visit. San Francisco Bay is full of little places. You've got San Carlos Airport, which is south down the bay from San Francisco International. Go further down and you'll find Moffett Naval Air Station, which is now NASA Ames Research Facility. On the other side of the bay you've got Oakland, a major international airport. So there's lots to explore in this area. And having a detailed Half Moon Bay is just a nice little icing on the cake. So yeah, it's just about worth the price. Lovely little airport. I really would like to see more done to it. This airport has a lot of potential. I know I visited it, and with 80 aircraft, up to 80 aircraft and many small businesses on the airfield, would have liked to have seen this developed a bit more. Certainly the little centrepiece, the terminal, which is probably the most developed part of this airport itself, could have done with being developed more inside. So there it is, Half Moon Bay International Airport, which was renamed as Eddie Andreini Senior Airfield. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly. It's in San Mateo County in California, just over the hills from San Francisco International. Hope you enjoyed the review. I make no apology to the developer. I really am not terribly impressed with receiving that email after the purchase, especially since I'm a bona fide, a legal and honourable purchaser. If they're going to do that sort of thing on a regular basis, not going to win them any friends. However, I like the scenery. It's a huge improvement on the default. More to be done, I think, and I hope they take this on board. I hope they see this review, and we'll see what happens. So folks, thanks for joining me in this little review. I hope it's okay. I hope you've enjoyed it and learned something from it. If you've got any comments, agreements or disagreements, please happy to put them in the comments below. I do respond to my viewers' comments. And yeah, so there it is, Half Moon Bay in San Mateo County, California. So this is Lee saying thanks very much for joining me. I will see you in the next video. Have a great weekend. So bye bye for now.